Fnatic is one of the best teams at doing that.
Yeah, it seems like our talk, you know, revolves greatly around B site, and Crims is pretty much famous for that. I mean, that guy's ice cold. You constantly see him just saving a smoke until 30 seconds left, and he's like, yeah, come through it. Come through. I dare you. I double dog.
I want you to. Well, and also Olaf plays over there as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
so it's like
that duo.
It's like, man, we got to go to the B bomb site. We got to play against Crims and Olaf. It's like sections the map off.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually our first seed match that we're going to be going through here in the group stages between Luminosity Gaming starting on the CT side and Fnatic starting on the T side. And already Olaf Meister, he's in full raid boss mode, but Flusha doesn't need his help. Olaf's on the other side of the map. Flusha, he's just taking care of business alone here on the B side.
Yeah, they get that first kill, but he's the only one over towards B, and no one from Luminosity has rotated over, so keeping their cool early on. Now Fnatic's going to be able to pressure out. Boiler room pressure up mid. It's only one person spotting it. That's Cold. He gets pre-fired back. There's the smoke on lane side.
We're going to be able to just rush up here. This is true Fnatic style. All out pressure. Cold, he does trade 1-for-1, but that's with Prognose. That's not the big threat here. You've got Olaf, you got Flusha, Crimson JW. They're all still alive, and Steel is gone. He saw no push coming in from Banana Flusha, so it's like there's only one guy around here, fellas.
And true raid boss, like you mentioned, Olaf with the Tech 9 and armor just keeps pressuring, stays in that CT spawn, wants to take more fights after getting that first kill. He's bloodthirsty right now. He's gonna wrap around Fallen, who got a kill. Fallen knows he's here, and Olaf not committing to that fight, but there's still one flanking. He's up into B right now.
That's so smart by Olaf Meister. Falls back. Now Fallen has to constantly worry about getting shot in the back. His teammate isn't getting the support necessary. Bolts is up on the site, and there we go. Fallen finally has to try to run in, and he turns away from Flusha, who takes his face off, and Flusha takes the final kill of the first round. What a dominant pistol on all fronts. Fnatic just gave us a masterclass demonstration.
Flusha gets the first kill and the last kill of that round. It comes full circle for him in the pistol. 3 kills total, but it's all about Olaf, like you said, not taking that fight, just making sure that any CT trying to rotate, Fallen had to be aware all of the time. He had to be very much cautious, checking his back. Same with JW. He pops out, takes a couple shots, and he doesn't commit to a fight. He falls back into construction when the site's being retaken. So very smart passive play, just ensuring that there's no chance they can lose the round.
And well, this is where it gets scary because, well, Luminosity, they have gone for the force buy. It doesn't look like they want to hold on to the nades, or at least try and prioritize the nades in their first buy round with the rifles. It's going to be here in the second round. They don't want to let Fnatic run away with this, but Fnatic have gone for a bit of a healthy mix in the gear. They've gone for 3 rifles and 2 SMGs. So if they run into Fallen, he's going to be in for a sad time. But if they run into Steel with the CZ, it doesn't really work out for JW.
That's one of the rifles, too. It's down. Crimson's going to be able to salvage it easily, but takes the MAC 10 out of their hands, and there's a decent amount of pressure being put on by Luminosity now. Aggression over towards these A halls. And everything's just kind of stalled out at the moment. Everyone's just being patient. Man down, Fnatic wants to make sure they're not going to get aggressed upon anywhere, and Luminosity just waiting for the play, knowing they're a man up.
Wolfmeister doing a very good job so far of not trying to push in. He's waiting for one mistake to be made. Crims just throwing some shots out there, seeing if he can bait a response out of Luminosity. But for now, Luminosity, they're playing as if it's a full buy round. They're like, we got our first kill, but now it's up to Fnatic to come to us, right?
Yeah, that first kill actually put Fnatic in their place. They wanted to be aggressive. They got up the B bomb site within 20 seconds, and now they've slowed everything down. Olaf, he's going to have to clear these halls out. He's going to be the only one. 3 members coming up mid, and all of Luminosity, they make the wrong call. They send 4 players over towards B, and it's going to be an A-hit. Cold can't do everything. He does get 1 kill, can't get away, though. That's going to be the bomb site for Fnatic. They're going to be able to get it planted and move into a post-plant position, and here comes the retake.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get that default plant down. They realize now perhaps that the site is clear, and now Flusha, he spots the first man out through library onto long. That's Fallen gone. Fallen didn't have Kevlar though, so he's not the big target. Steel has found a Galil to work with, and it's a 3-on-3 retake now as Olaf Meister tries to hold off 2 Luminosity players pushing up short. They walk right in, and it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Olaf takes out Bolts, and Prognose stays alive on the site. So a much more expensive round here for Fnatic than what they wanted, but still, Luminosity just making them realize you can't take us too lightly here.
Right, then they actually, you're expensive. Fnatic loses an AK-47 in that round. They can't pick up the second one. They only get the Galil. So rebuys come out, but now's the thing. Can Luminosity deal some damage again? Because Fnatic can build his bank up quickly. They've got 1 MAC 10. Crims is on the Tech 9 just to save some money because they took so much damage in that last round.
Now he realizes, well, now it is going to be pretty standard fare here, Luminosity. They're going to be going for a pretty hard eco. They still do manage to invest in a CZ75, for example, a couple P250s. But no nades to work with this time, no nades to really soften things up here for Fnatic. We're still pretty impressed with Cold so far. I mean, in the space of a couple rounds, we've already seen him actually frag pretty hard. 2 kills for him. He's leading the charge for his team, but both of those kills, they looked pretty good.
Now JW, he's going to be the one entering, and he's the one with the Galil again. So using the rifle instead of the SMGs. Once boosted, Steel can't get that kill. JW finds it. He adjusts again and mows down Fallen. Nicely done from JW. 2 entries for him as they come into the B bomb site.
Yeah, that's going to set it up. it looks like Luminosity, they're still going to try and hang around here. Cold, or rather Fair, hasn't actually rotated off that A site yet. It seems like he's still got an idea that Olofmeister might be lurking around here. We'll see if he gets any joy out of that. Might also be trying to hold on to that $500 investment he made in his pistol. Damage is there. Fair, he finds Olaf. Olaf only had the MAC-10 though, so it's not a big loss for Fnatic. Not the end of the world.
Yeah, and that MAC-10 that gets picked up, Fur hasn't even been able to do anything with it. He's in CT spawn. Yeah, that smoke could be a nice distraction. Fnatic might not check it if they notice that smoke at Archway, but he's playing very close up. Going to try and grab one more kill, but Prognose swings out wide, takes some damage, but ends up taking out Fair. So 3-0 for Fnatic early on, going into the first gun round.
And 3-4 players staying alive there. Crims should be able to upgrade no problem at all here. And we're going to get a full buy out of Fnatic. Now, we did notice that Fallen was prioritizing the AWP. He didn't get the frags that he was looking for to allow him to get some nades, but he still has just enough money to get Kevlar and a decoy nade. So the firepower is there. Fallen showing that he's willing to go for it, but then, of course, the guy that we were focused on at the beginning of this round, JW, he's gone for it as well.
A couple members of LG also choosing to go for the FAMAS just so they can add some nades. Steel could have gotten M4, but he wanted the Molotov to use in these choke points, and Fallen holding this angle over towards the B bomb site. Flusha being very cautious with it, knowing an op could be on the field, but more aggression for Luminosity in these A-halls.
They're trying to clear it out pretty systematically here. Crims putting some shots through into bedroom, and Bolt's content to just sit and wait. He hasn't been found out yet. And he does have Fair here to support him, so if somebody was to try and check through the hole in the wall there, Fair's going to be in perfect spot to actually take him out. Fnatic still setting up, but now Crims is committed. Prognose is here as well. Crims, Bolts doesn't even need the help. He's actually going to take Crims out single-handedly, and now Olofmeister not in position to get the refrag.
Yeah, and he gets smoked off as well. It's going to allow Bolts to go away, get out free. Takes a little bit of damage as Olaf spams through the smoke, but it's a good find for LG. Now they pop flash mid. JW, he's got to crouch down so he can't be seen. LG, that's just an information peek, trying to see what they can get. Fallen, the shot from him gets baited out. Now he's got to get away, but he's in a scary spot.
And he just makes it out. Only takes 10 points of damage there. Nicely done by Fallen. He's got it. Oh, 10 points rather. He gets dropped down to 50. Sorry, the bottle's in the way. I'll move that. But it is still a man advantage here for Luminosity. They still actually have managed to hold on to an HE and a flash. And with 25 seconds left, Fnatic really don't have much time to play with. Smokes go down onto this A site, and the push begins. Fnatic just going straight up short. They're trying to wrap, and it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Fair's still alive until JW strikes him down. And it's going to be the man holding on the site itself. Cold gets caught by Prognose, and it's falling apart for Luminosity in this key round. 9 seconds left, and that bomb will get planted. And now it comes down to Fallen and Steel. They have a kit to play with, so they have a little bit more time, 5 seconds worth, and there it is. Fallen, he catches Prognose going out onto short, but that's the info that Prognose was looking for as well. Now JW and Flusha, they have everything they need to just keep this locked. And this is still going to be it. I mean, they're not peeking out Fnatic. They're really trying to play for the time. Nice wallbang there onto Fallen, dropping him low down to 31, and then Flusha finds the angle. JW took out Steel from long, and Fnatic, the first buy round for Luminosity, they get denied.
Yeah, once that pressure comes in onto that A bomb site, is just Cold left in the site, getting wrapped upon from 2 locations. Fallen couldn't make the rotate back from the B bomb site in time to help out. And that's just a really difficult spot to be. And that retake seemed like they weren't really sure if they wanted to go for it. It was very, very slow paced. Both members of Fnatic in the site and just kind of pinching in on it, much like the attack went for Fnatic, but it wasn't really that aggressive.
If you it feels like if you slow down the pace versus Fnatic, they aren't going to get jittery. Instead, it just gives them time to think things through. And they're like, what's the ideal way to play the remainder of this round? Just like we saw in the pistol. Oh, we'll just be a threat. Or we'll just sit and not peek and not give you an easy frag. Fnatic are making the right calls. They're known for being incredibly intelligent players.
Yeah, and because of that, this is brutal now. This is what we said cannot happen to Luminosity. Even pop flashing through the smoke. There's one pushed up, that's Fallen. He gets 2 kills. Nicely done from him, but he falls eventually. It is the 3-on-2 though. Flusha and Crims going up against 3 members of Luminosity on the rotate now. It's just pistols though. And that choke point is going to be smoked off towards CT spawn.
Wow, they are not wasting any time at all. Between Flusha and Crims, they actually leave rifles behind in Banana. Not going to play into it, though, for Luminosity. They don't make their way through there to pick up those guns. Instead, they're going to be counting on the triple deagle that they've got running. Bolts just runs through the fire, and that doesn't pan out well for him. Flusha does spot the man in construction as well, and now they have all the info. They know where this pinch is coming in from Luminosity. It's one after another, and there it is. Cold finds the headshot on Crims, so it is going to be down to Flusha, one of the best clutchers in the world, and he oversteps. Somehow, he actually gets caught.
I think they're going to have this.
I think it's going to be real close, but they do have it. Incredible. Luminosity on an eco round. They pull it off. And Fallen with the 2 kills, the 2 key kills in Banana to actually make this possible.
That's insane that they just win that round. What a retake. And you saw Bolts, he comes right through that fire. A little bit, it looks a little goofy, but he's just trying to catch him off guard. Maybe seeing if one of the Fnatic players is using that Molotov almost like a smoke. But Fallen, he makes that early play, and then those deagles right at the end, and they're able to get those kills in time. You could see Flusha trying to play with the timer just a little bit, delaying as long as he could, but falls eventually. And that's huge for Luminosity because they're on the verge of going down 0-5. That would have been brutal, but now with 1-4, they gain so much money just winning an eco round like that. Free weapons.
And they really do put they really do put a lot of pressure on Fnatic's economy now. It's always this way when you win an eco round versus a fully equipped team. They're going to have to spend so much money in the next round to get re-equipped Fnatic, and we're seeing that now. JW doesn't hesitate, just goes for the op. I mean, he has that now to work with, but we can already see, you know, going from like 7,000, 8,000 economy, they all drop down to around 2,000, if not, you know, lower on Flusha and JW. Whereas Luminosity now, 2 of their players at least have a little bit of give.
Question is, Fallen, when he had the op in the first gun run, wasn't able to really find anything. They went to the other bomb site that he was at. This time he goes over towards A instead of B. They're going to push down again, though. Flusha completely blind. He gets over towards the tree. He's going to try and flash to keep him back, but Steel won't slow down. Gets that first kill. Nicely done. The nade comes out, not going to be able to finish him off. And they fall back into the B site with the man advantage.
So close. Such a close call. Flusha trying to do the best that he could there in that situation, but the flash didn't go off fast enough, the one that he banked off that wall. So no joy this time for Fnatic. And again, Luminosity doing a great job of just keeping the pressure up on the Swedes at this point. Deep Molotov, Flash is going to go through, and Bolts, he was in position to just hold down Mouse 1. He will get the kill, but only the 1-for-1 instead of the full spray down. He has no way of knowing, obviously, just how many people were lined up for him there, but that could have been brutal for Fnatic.
But he had the intel. Dying, he gets the intel that all 3 members of Fnatic came through that smoke. That allows Cold to be very aggressive, get up this position towards the bench. Fnatic, they got to be careful. They may not clear this out. They may not expect this kind of a play. Doesn't look like they're going to look for it. JW runs by. Cold can't get the kill, though, and Prognose cleans him up, but there's Fallen to bail him out of a tough spot.
What a key frag there onto Prognose, slowing it down. And what beautiful air movement from JW. That control just glides out of harm's way. But he's down to 20 HP. Olafmeister down to 8. And with only 27 seconds left, they have a lot of work ahead of them to get onto this site. They do have 2 smokes, though, to make their jobs easier, but they would love to find a frag, hold on to those smokes to buy some time. JW's going to get caught. Olaf is there, though, to take out Fallen, but he still needs to go up and pick up this bomb. 15 seconds left. This is valuable time ticking away, and now Fair's getting closer. Olaf, he has to get back onto the site, but Fair can actually spot him. Or for a moment he could, and yeah, is going to be able to apply the pressure. Olaf, no more time now for the bomb plant, but he does get the kill. Steel, though, with no time left on the clock, Luminosity will win their second round. Steel didn't have to come into that site to take the fight. How
costly, though. Fallen gets out of Graveyard very aggressively. Olaf's able to pick him off, and if that would have been a crucial bomb plan if he didn't have to jump all the way up there in the balcony. Smart play, though, picking up the op. I thought he was just going to swing off balcony and wait for that first rotation, maybe try and grab that kill. But either way, he makes that such an expensive win for Luminosity. You can see their bank is still so incredibly low. 2 Famas on the board. Cold's down at $0, but fortunately for them, it is going to be mostly a save from Fnatic. They buy up some upgraded pistols, some utility on Prognose, and Olaf, which he's saved from the last round. Nice pop flash. Fallen's got to get out of there.
Oh, but Flusha gets flashed as well, so no joy. And well, Fnatic had a little bit of a moment there where they could have pulled something off that was pretty big, but now it's going to be down to hard work, basically. Fallen decides to go for the challenge, get control of top banana once again with that smoke. As it clears, now he's got the position, he's got the angle with the AWP. Does get shoulder peek, though, so nice play there. And now Fnatic, they could try and go ahead and inch their way forward, take advantage of this space at top banana to set up for a push onto that side if they want.
Yeah, this is a full committal towards this B bomb site. 1 pow flash over here, that could ruin everything. Another shoulder peek comes out, baits out a shot. Still none of the smokes used for Fnatic, though. They had 2 coming into this round. Steel's just going to spam through. He gets stinked up a little bit by JW. He does some damage in return, but still, Fnatic not falling back from banana whatsoever, and no rotations out of Luminosity.
Yeah, for a little frustrating there for JW. If you'd had more than a Glock, if you'd had a P250, I think he would have got the kill there. But again, Fnatic, you're right. They are still committed to this site. Bomb is still sitting top banana. 35 seconds left. And they still have, they still have a smoke on Prognose.
Oh, there's a nice kill from Olaf. Gets the first pick, but all of Luminosity has rotated over towards the B bomb site. Even Cold has cheated over towards CT spawn. But you're right, no utility to stop this push from Fnatic.
And there's the first shot. Cold actually going to be able to take out JW. Fallen not having any impact, and Prognose takes out Steel. The rotation was there, but the damage is done. Fnatic will be able to get onto this site and get the bomb plant, and Flusha's got the angle using Fallen's off against Cold. So now it's down to Bolts. He's in a 1v4 situation. He's going to be coming through construction, as we can see here. And Bolts, he's got the angle on Flusha, but Flusha can just go for the peak, really make him sweat. And he's just boxed in at this point. And they know exactly where he's playing from. If Crims goes down, that's a way out, perhaps. But not even if Flusha's got the angle with the AWP.
Yeah,
at this point, Bolts is just trying to keep them on this site. It's like, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'm taking you with me.
Not even going to work. Flusha just ends that thought. what a round from Fnatic. They slow played that. They only had pistols. They had one AWP to work with, but basically a full committal into that in the banana with all the pistols and the op just working over towards the A site. That pick by Olaf was crucial.
Yeah.
LG even had a good read on it, though. They had 3 members over at the B bomb site, but as that clock dwindled down, we talked about this, that utility management. There were no smokes, no Molotovs left over at the B bomb site. Only Bolts had one a day, and he was the one that stuck around at the A bomb site.
And now this is interesting. Fnatic elect to run the double AWP, so they aren't going up to an AK. Double AWP, okay. It's not something we see very often on Inferno, so we'll see how it pans out. But it is going to be a pistol round here for Luminosity. They're just looking to save some money to get up to the rifles again as quickly as possible. We do have an aggressive push coming out right now into the T apartments. Cold, he's on the hunt right now, and Olaf is on his own. This could be a great moment here for Cold to do some damage and pick up an op. Olaf spots it, and he jumps out of harm's way. Olaf, is he actually going to be able to stay alive in this? Yes, he will. Somehow, Cold can't clinch that kill.
It's like a sixth sense for Olaf. You see him just barely turn and glance in that direction as if he feels it coming. So nicely done from Olaf, being very aware of the situation he's in. And more pressure being put on this B site. Pronax and Crims just grabbing the angle, waiting for any kind of a peek, but still, Fnatic, these terrorist rounds, especially on the anti-ecos, they're not being too aggressive. They're making sure they know where everyone is before they commit somewhere. And now they're going to walk up mid, and that's where Bolts got sucked in aggressive. He gets 1 kill, but traded off immediately.
There's still a man alive, though. Fair is up. Is he up in apartments? It seems like it. He might be trying to play for some kind of default plant out of Fnatic. We'll see if Fnatic make that mistake, or if they're going to try and plant for an angle that they've already got control of. Flush up. He's going to spot the man, and there it is. Game is up. Fair backs off. And now it comes down to P250, CZ, and a USP. No kit, obviously, here for Luminosity. So again, they're just going to be seeing if they can't do any additional damage here. Flusha runs out of bullets, and Crims is there to cover his back. Steal, no joy. And it's going to be down to Fair now, just seeing what he can do.
Pronax has been guarding this AWP in middle for the entire round since JW went down. And the beauty of that situation, you question it, they're going to run the double up. Not the greatest idea on Inferno, which is very difficult for terror side operators to have some success. So Olaf's more than likely just going to drop that one over. They're not going to salvage that second op, but another win for Fnatic going forward.
And 5 rounds now. 5 rounds on T side of Inferno, knowing how, oh, pardon me, 6, that's right. A little bit of the delay there as it ticks over sometimes, but 6 rounds on Fnatic's T side. Their CT side is excellent. I mean, this is definitely shaping up for, you know, another Fnatic win versus Luminosity. Luminosity are going to start feeling the pressure.
Oh yeah, they feel it already. This is such a difficult thing to come back from. They're forced onto a double save as well. I mean, they've got to save one more round. They don't even have anything they can buy in this round. Not even close to what they need to stop Fnatic right now. So this is turning into a very good half, very early on, 9 rounds in. This is the 9th round, and more than likely, oh, the Cold starts it off really well with that CZ.
He takes out JW, but he isn't able to actually pick up anything off of that. Decides to back off and play it safe, so no gun to work with, but still some damage dealt to Fnatic, keeping him honest.
Yeah, 4 members stacked over towards the A site for Luminosity, so gambling a little bit. Well, once again, Fnatic has 3 members in Banana. The bomb still in middle, just watching for anything. Hasn't committed to either side of the map. So they can really just fall back and do whatever they want. A minute to play with, but they're just going to commit over here towards B, so a good read from Fnatic.
As far as this is concerned, I mean, this is what Fnatic are known for as well, just being so very patient. They're just waiting for these rotations to come through, smokes go down. They have to realize perhaps, I mean, they're going to be checking all of these angles, and they will eventually get into the back of this site to make sure they check dark corner, and there it is. And what was that flush? A misclick? He pulled out a Molotov before Fallen took his face off. So that's a little awkward, but still, man advantage for Luminosity. Still only with pistols, though. And again, they're just looking to make this as expensive as possible for Fnatic. Bolts gets dropped, and there it is, the clear. Crims taking out Steel. Crims with the double kill. Olafmeister takes out Cold. That's Banana open, so now Fnatic have a safe way off of this site. They don't even have to take the fight with Bolts unless they want to. Seems like Prognose has been pinned down, but Olaf, he's actually hunting. They want to see if they can find this kill, it seems. I don't know if you really necessarily need the extra $300, but okay. They get it in the end, and that puts Fnatic well in the lead. They just continue to extend it.
Yeah, complete control of this map so far. Fallen will be able to get that AWP once again if he chooses to, but it hasn't been that effective, so he switches over to the M4.
I didn't know we were playing matchmaking.
Oh, 2-7 now. Luminosity, they've got to come up with something. This might be a situation, if we see Fnatic win one more, it wouldn't surprise me if Luminosity calls a pause. They're a team over in the North American leagues who, they're not afraid to use that pause in the first half if they've run into something that they can't figure out. So, you know, if this round goes the way of Fnatic, they're going to have to take some time and talk things over, because this cannot spread out that much more before they might just break.
Yeah, it's really getting to that point. They're just gymnasts at this point, man, if they're still in one piece. because this is starting to get really nasty. Again, re-smoke at the bottom of Banana, though, so Luminosity, they just want to deny Bananas for as long as possible. At least they are challenging, and they have been successful so far in their aggressive challenges in Banana. When they do manage to get Cypher, or Fallen, rather, down to the bottom of it, we've seen good results. But Fnatic aren't taking the bait. They aren't trying to push through this time. There aren't going to be any free kills here for Fallen.
In fact, they've already pushed up aggressively over towards the A bomb site. JW's already at the ends of halls. He's peeking out towards Graveyard, just seeking to spot something. Fair's boosted up in the bomb site on the plant boxes, so that's a cool angle to watch it with. But Flush is still just keeping this push distracted.
And as the smoke clears, 40 seconds left. There is the angle there by Cold. He's down in pit. He's been spotted. Olofmeister not going to hit that shot, but he will dunk a nade onto Cold. They're dropping him down to 60 HP, so a good nade, but Bolts in the meantime is taking out Flusha. That's at the bottom of Banana, and we can see Crim's rotating back. Cold with an excellent shot onto Olaf. Crim's not going to get the spray onto Fallen, and it's falling apart here for Fnatic. Prognose and JW, the last two alive. They've got the bomb, but they've only got 20 seconds to make something happen in this round. It's either get up onto that site or die trying, and there we go. Perfectly timed there by Bolts. Double spray down for him.
Big triple kill in a much-needed round, but now here's the thing. Luminosity's got to string these together. They've got to be able to build up some bank. They've got to break the economy of Fnatic if they want to be able to come back into this match and close this gap more. But there's been so much money built up by Fnatic, even though they spend a lot of it here. Olaf back on the AWP. I mean, Flusha and Prognose, they drop some weapons over, so their economy goes down. Their bank goes down huge. This is a crucial round for Luminosity.
Yeah, this is very important. This could be, I mean, they will get railroaded if they don't win this round, essentially, because Fnatic, I mean, if they lose this round, forced by eco territory, and it could get a little bit easier for Luminosity. So we'll see. As again, there's aggression, and this time Fnatic, they do get to the top of Banana. There's a great Molotov. It forces Steel out into the open. He burns alive. Even with the smoke down, Fnatic don't need to see you to get the job done.
And no rotation out of Luminosity, so it's all on Fallen. He gets the first kill. He's brought down to 7 HP. Somehow survives that. If that kill goes the way of Fnatic, that's a lot of problems for Luminosity. But Fallen gets away, drops a Molotov to slow him down, but still, that pressure is going to bring Fair over. And Fnatic's fallen completely out of Banana. They have one member, that's going to be JW, just sitting at the tree watching for this. The bomb's relocating to the other side of the map right now.
One thing that's very good for Fnatic, though, is that Luminosity no longer have any smokes. They only have 2 incendiaries to buy any time with. So as the clock ticks lower, Fnatic should be realizing that they have a little bit more space to work with. And look at this, full rotation out of the B side for Luminosity. And this is just a fake for Fnatic. They were there for a moment with the bomb, but JW hasn't spotted anybody in Banana, and Fallen is going to be locked on the outside of his bomb site.
Yeah, this is the wrong call to have Fallen come back. 7 HP, no utility to work with. And this is where if you're Fallen, you see this hit coming into the B site and you just say, oh crap, there's nothing I can do to stop these guys. He gets some damage out at long range, no kills go his way, and JW doesn't know where he is. So he's peeking into the A site and he gets taken out. There's a gap in the smoke that nobody realized.
Exactly. How do they not realize that's running up there, Fnatic? That's an elementary mistake that we're not used to seeing from them. And now there's a huge advantage here for Luminosity going into this retake. Granted, no utility, but just the sheer press of the numbers. Cold's going to find the headshot onto Crims, and somehow Fnatic, with what seems a free round, they lose control of the situation.
Oh, they lost control horribly. That gap in the smoke, that one mistake, a very rare mistake out of Fnatic. Not only the gap itself, but not realizing it's there. Fallen takes complete advantage. He gets a free kill on a JW, and from there, it's all cleanup for Luminosity.
And that was just so important for Luminosity, keeping 4 players alive as well. Now they just get this big, big boost to their economy. A little bit more room to breathe. Nicely done there by Cold as well, hitting that shot onto Olofmeister. And Cold, yeah, well, I mean, we kind of expect this level from Cold. He's leading right now, but not by much. Fallen has also been stepping up. But between the two of them, they seem to be doing the majority of the work right now for Luminosity.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're the ones that have to. Those are the 2 big name players on this team. More Banana aggression, and those nades, they destroy Crims. It is an eco round. No armor's picked up. Fair spams one more through the smoke for good measure, and that's the bomb down. They don't realize it quite yet. It's hidden in the smoke. But a 2-man advantage for Luminosity, and getting out of this once again with no members falling would be huge.
Looking really good. Olofmeister trying for some heroics to bring this back. Steel has spotted JW and Banana now, and JW, he didn't show the bomb. He was only peeking without it. No real information, but Fair getting a blindside shot onto Olofmeister is going to work just fine. And that leaves Prognose and JW all on their own here in this eco situation for themselves, just hoping to do a little bit of damage here to Luminosity. JW will do just that, but he loses his teammate at the same time. So it is going to be all on JW, and he is going to look for the fight. There's only a single man pushing down, and Steel attempting the pre-fire, doesn't get it right. And now JW, he has a chance. He had the chance to get up onto the B site, but with Bolts already being in position, Molotov going down, this is going to make JW's life a little bit more tricky. And yep, steps out into the open. He can't really get it done.
It's not for that aim punch. Bolts only had 11 HP. That one bullet could have done so much damage and gotten the plant down. Either way, Luminosity making a really, really good comeback so far in this match. They've still got ways to go. Fnatic on the T side with 7 rounds very, very quickly. That's going to be tough to overcome no matter what this half ends up as. But Luminosity giving themselves a window of opportunity moving forward.
They're slowly clawing their way back into this. Fnatic now with the full buy, and now we get to see exactly what Prognose wants to make happen here with his team. How are they going to take advantage of this? Again, Luminosity using some gear at the top of Banana, just putting up a little bit of a fight. The HE finds nobody, and the HE in mid just does a little bit of damage to JW. Seems like it's going to be the old Fnatic flash. There it is. Flash right through the mid smoke. Try and put up. Oh, no. Well, shooting your teammate isn't part of the plan.
Oh, JW.
Oh, no, and a completely ineffective pop flash as well. Olofmeister and Crims will bring it back, but then Fallen with the double spray atop Banana. Fnatic, they were putting the pressure on A. They were hoping to get up to top Banana and get onto that B site quick, but Fallen puts a stop to that. No fun allowed.
Yeah, trying to split that site, come up that ramp side, and it just doesn't work out for him. Olaf, there's still a minute left. This is a doable round. He hasn't taken any damage. He's got full nades to work with, and actually, if you look at the map, Luminosity, all 3 members very split up. If Olaf can find these one-on-ones everywhere they are, I mean, you could see Fair, he's watching CT spawn, but the bomb's down a Banana, and there's only one member who's really watching this. It's Fallen. He's going to be at the pit, and he's going to execute all. A very swift shot. Nicely done from him.
Yeah, that was very clean. Definitely wired in there. And, well, that was a huge round. Fallen with a triple kill in the end. Puts him up on 13 frags. And that's exactly what is needed. Also, just to get some confidence going. You have to have those big plays, those big spray downs. That's what's going to get everybody fired up and ready to go. And, yeah, now we get the perspective. Fantastic work there by Fallen, getting up on the car like that and pulling a fast one on Fnatic.
And 4 rounds straight now for Luminosity, so you want to talk about building some confidence. Now they're feeling a little bit better. They have the money to do a lot of different things. It opens up the strat book as well. But still, we saw Fnatic win an eco run earlier in this half, and now they're putting a lot of pressure over towards Banana, but Fallen spraying down 3 more. Huge play from him. The Molotov stops the rest of the Fnatic members from pushing up.
And he nearly gets the quad as well. JW will be able to just sneak his way out of that. And Fur, he has boxed them in, so Bolts, top of CT, is going to pick off the one. Doesn't get the double, though. JW finds the headshot, and Cold is going to have to put an end to it. But it was just, again, another solid round from Fallen. Individual plays, sometimes that's exactly what needs to happen.
He's up at 16. 16 kills for him, so he's having a very, very good defensive half. Cold is up at 13 as well. So they've really come alive in this stretch of 5 rounds that Luminosity's won straight.
Really interesting to see that it's Olofmeister being he's being prioritized with the AWP as well over on the T side. When a lot of the focus was put on JW at the beginning. I mean, obviously, I think that's going to shift when we get over to that CT side. JW is going to start taking that AWP in hand a little bit more. Not every day that we see Olofmeister actually the one sniping on the offense.
Yeah, that'll definitely switch over. We have seen it on other maps, but yeah, on Inferno, it is kind of curious to see. Fallen, he gets flashed back. Him being aggressive over towards that B bomb site with the op hasn't really worked too well. Meanwhile, at A, Prognose finds an early kill. Fair peeking up into the window.
And then Bolts just decides to put a few bullets through the smoke to see what happens, and he's got a dead JW.
Oh, look at Cold. He very much almost spotted the head, and Fallen, he's going to be still pressured, although Fnatic now, this is one of those situations in the mid-round. They've slowed things down completely. No noise being made across the map. Luminosity, they have no indication of what's happening, and there's a Molotov. Just one flash baits out that Molotov from Fallen. So more utility used, and Fnatic uses this opportunity to shift back over towards the A bomb site, where the defense is in complete rotation. They're switching spots up.
All right, they're actually changing it all up. Cold is going to be looking towards Arch, but that's not where the action's going to be. Fnatic going up into apartments right now. They did get control of it earlier, although they are clearing it. They've got the bomb leading, so Prognose is really committed to this. 35 seconds left, though, on this clock, and it is going to come down to Prognose, and he's just going to go for a YOLO jump off balcony, it looks like. He's got, I mean, Crim's backing him as well, but the man in pit could ruin their day, and that is it. Bolts, 1-for-1 trade, drops the bomb in pit, but then Cold chimes in with the AWP, and now they're going to have to find a way to deal with this, and it looks like smoke him off, get him out of that angle.
Yeah, and that's why we saw the switch from the defense. Put the op at the longer range. Watch that wrap side with it. Bolt gets in pit, but we're down to a 2-on-2 now. Such passive play from Luminosity in the mid-round allowed Fnatic to do basically whatever they want. Just come out of that A-Halls dry.
Now this is when, again, we need a demonstration here from Fnatic of that team play that we saw earlier. First man is going to be crossed there, and Flush is going to spot him. Great timing to peek on Fallen as Fallen goes for the nade. And this is going to be the trade, but then Olofmeister still doesn't really know where he's playing from. Bomb isn't planted for Olofmeister, though, but Steel sticking it, and one bullet does the trick. Olaf steps up, annihilates him, and it's going to be Fnatic coming out ahead on their T side on Inferno. 8 rounds for them. That is a huge performance in the first half here from the Swedes and the defending champions.
Right, and it looked so scary for so long. That 5-round stretch really saved Luminosity. They're still at a huge deficit at the moment, especially with Fnatic going into their CT side. You know, some other teams you might think this is pretty doable, but against Fnatic, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a really tough spot for Luminosity. They're going to have to get out to that same start that Fnatic got off to. Win the majority of those first 5 rounds, grab control of the economy, and really punish Fnatic for not having the tools they need to mount a strong defense.
That's exactly it. If they can, I mean, we saw how, well, I think that basically Luminosity, no, please don't, have mercy. When you have when they got those 5 rounds going, it's because they were finally able to actually afford getting the incendiaries, the smokes, the combination plays, because that's why a lot of these teams are avoiding Infernos, because of all these choke points that can be abused with the nades. You're absolutely right by saying, if Luminosity can pick up the pistol, maintain Fnatic's economy low, anything is possible at this point. They could run the rounds back.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And it's all going to be on this pistol round. Fnatic obviously winning the first one, as we can see up on the scoreboard, but
I don't know why I'm doing that. They can't see me, but I'm like imitating the guy in the red sweater at the same time. It's like, yeah.
Just getting really into it.
Oh, man, yeah. It's so hype. I'm so glad to be here. Everybody's so happy to be having this event here as well. Everybody we've met from the fans that have turned up at the event so far. It's really been so sick to be here in Cluj-Napoca. So this is it as well, the final major of the year. And Fnatic, I mean, the team right now that's on the server, they're looking for the Triple Crown. They're looking for all 3 majors this year. They are the only team to get back-to-back majors so far.
And winning 3 in a row, you got to think, too, they're the only repeat winner. So, I mean, there's just so many teams that can win all these majors. So to have 3, that's a record that might take a long time to get broken.
Right? Just, I mean,
if ever.
If ever, exactly. That could be something that's just never reproduced. And you'd have the mastermind himself right there, Prognose. I mean, he is actually the only man to have 3 majors under his belt. Well, the only man. I mean, JW and Flusha were in on that party as well when they won DreamHack Winter 2013. But that, I mean, it's still incredible. The history that we're starting to see just, being written here. But guys, this is it. We're going to get into the second half now. Fnatic now swap over to the defense on the counter-terrorist side. Luminosity on the offense on the T side. Score is 8-7 favoring Fnatic. And Flusha, he's already looking for the headshot in mid. Wants to spot somebody out, but that smoke going down is going to make his life a little bit more difficult here.
Yeah, fast push into these A halls, though. There's 2 members for Fnatic here, Olafmeister and Crims, but actually Luminosity, they don't commit to that. But that smoke up mid, that's the smoke they can't use moving forward. They're going to have to put pressure on JW. He gets blind at the car. Bolt's not moving out there. He's going to jump over, doesn't clear it. JW with a beautiful shot. That's going to allow him to get away as well. Bolts falls early. 5-on-4 now for Fnatic.
That's the kind of shot where you just kind of hunch down in pain. It just looks so brutal. JW was like, get out of here. Banana. Now Cold. He is taking a little bit of damage in mid. Prognose spots the push up arch. He has that smoke to try and buy time, but it's a little bit too late for that. Has to be a little bit careful here. Does not want to get, well, over-peaked or just get overzealous and try and go for the fight. Instead, that's going to be their Olafmeister, who's flanking out of apartments in a second mid. He takes out Steel. He does get caught by Fair, but then this sets it up for Crims now to get this angle. And it's still a man advantage here for Fnatic, but Luminosity, they've actually pulled a fast one. Instead of putting that B over on, well, that bomb over on B, they're actually coming back over to A.
Yeah, but Crims is trying to find some intel over an alternate mid. He hears him coming up mid. He turns around. Cold takes him out, but Flusha still being so sneaky, still up in halls. Is Fer going to be aware of this? And he's not. Execution from Flusha. 1 member in the bomb site who gets the bomb planted. Now 1 in pit as well, but it's a 2-on-3.
And they still have the kit, so they still have time. Well, they had the kit. Fallen just finds Prognose and makes it look easy. 2-on-2 now. Cold, he's down to half HP, but he's playing from the pit. A tough position to deal with, but Flusha finds the high ground, takes advantage of it, and JW will catch Fallen out in the open. Fallen trying to save his teammate, or at least trying to alleviate that pressure. It's not going to work, and they don't even need Prognose kit. They don't even need JW's kit.
Yeah, that was scary too, because you're right. Prognose has that kit, and it falls all of a sudden, and then that's a tough spot if they're able to delay this retake. But because they had to plant in that position inside of the site, because of the location of the different Fnatic members, they were forced to plant in safe cover because they're at such a disadvantage, and that forced them to get aggressive.
Monster are really happy now after that shot. Really, really happy. All right. Pistols, though, for Luminosity. Coming back into the server. Pistols not having any success in that round means that it is going to have to be a little bit of an eco round here from Luminosity. They're trying to build up the money to get the rifles. Whereas Fnatic, they go for actually a pretty healthy mix. Crims on the P90, not Flusha. That's interesting. Usually Flusha's the one going for that SMG. Olafmeister with the Swag 7, just looking to bring the pain. And Prognose on the MP9, looking to make some money.
With that plan in the pistol round, Luminosity more than likely going to be buying up AK-47s and armor, Galils and armor next round. So they just upgrade the pistols. They don't invest too much in terms of nades or armor in the second round. All that will come on the third. That'll be a critical round. Luminosity going to have to get on the board there. But from here, just putting some pressure on mid, putting pressure in halls, and this has forced the defense back a little bit on Fnatic. But no real committal quite yet from Luminosity.
No, they aren't quite through. They really are trying to suss this out. I mean, they still have plenty of time in this round, a minute left, so they're waiting to see if Fnatic get impatient. But Fnatic, the decision here has been wait, make them sweat, make them run down the clock, and put the pressure on them so that when it comes time, they're going to rush and make mistakes. Flusha holding this angle hard. But Luminosity right now getting gathered up. They really want to try and peek it together, it seems. And there it is. One guy baits out, takes the attention. The other one darts, looking for the headshot, but it's not going to happen. And look at this, Luminosity. They're actually going to go for the B split. They've put 3 guys through CT spawn. It's about to get real interesting over here for Cribs, unless he can lock down these kills quickly. And he does. He actually drops the bomb as well. This is worst case scenario for Luminosity. Bolts and Steel, they needed to live. And now Cribs has got the perfect gun, and Olafmeister's here as well. He gets the headshot, and now Cribs, he's got that P90. It's easy work. No Kevlar for him to have to worry about. And Fnatic, they get up to their 10th round.
When people talk about Crims being one of the best fundamentally sound players in Counter-Strike, that's a perfect example of it. Realizing they're getting split in towards CT spawn, he does the only thing, the safest option is actually getting aggressive there. He pushes out. He knows that in these situations, it's usually just a couple players, 2 players over towards Banana, 3 towards CT spawn, so he takes the best fight with that P90, catches him off guard, mows both down, and just eliminates any possibility of Luminosity winning that round.
I love that, you know, speaking of that tag team combo as well between the two of them, Olafmeister was right with them. It was like both of them were like, this is the fight we're going to take. And well, again, this is just sheer disrespect from Fnatic. They know this is a buy round for Luminosity, but they're going to go ahead and charge down mid anyway and take that fight. Only problem is if you don't catch it out immediately, if you don't just do severe damage, you run the risk of getting shot in the back. And that happens to Olafmeister. Fer from second mid catches him out, and now Fnatic going for the big power play. It kind of comes back to bite them.
Really smart play from Luminosity. They were set up perfectly to watch for that. I mean, regardless, they lose 2 members anyways to the might of Fnatic, but players far back on that T-ramp just holding angles to spot for that kind of a push, so they're able to come out into 3-on-2. And look at Fer, he's so aggressive right now up mid. He's just the one gathering intel while the 2 members stay back towards T-spawn. See what Fer can find, and he's going to find a kill on the Crims, who's not ready for that. But JW pushing down, gets that first kill, not ready for the second one to come up that ramp. Cold's going to finish him off. 3rd round goes towards Luminosity, 8-10 now.
And so that was a key round. A lot of these are going to be it, but at the beginning of this round, at the beginning of this half, Luminosity, they need to be doing economic damage to Fnatic, and that's just the ticket. Now Fnatic's economy is in shambles, and they're going to be the ones going for an eco. Although, you know, you say eco, and then JW just buys a shotgun. You know, why not?
Yeah.
You know, probably gonna go take that up into apartments and have some fun up there by himself.
He takes great pride in his shotguns.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Surgical.
The sawn off on Cobble. I mean, he just uses all the shotguns. And look, I mean, he's just going to go barreling straight down apartments towards T-spawn. He's going to be looking towards second mid. And in the meantime, his teammate Olafmeister looking towards Banana. Olaf just hanging around. He might get dunked on right here. Kaboom. Oh, that's perfect. 37 HP left on Olaf after that one.
Huge damage dealt. Even JW's fallen back out of the apartments.
It was so hard that he felt it from that side of the map.
He felt the grenade hit Olaf, and he was like, oh, man. Gotta fall away off that. But no pressure put on by Luminosity, just making their presence known. And look at Fnatic. They've brought 4 members over towards the A site. Flush is going to start cheating back, but the minute left, all of Luminosity is still spread out. They haven't been able to find anything. They're going to have to be careful when they go into this late round execution because the clock is winding down.
They still have so much utility, Luminosity. They still have so many ways to make their jobs easy. There is nobody currently on that B site right now for Fnatic. So Luminosity, they have all the smokes necessary to block off Spools and block off CT. Seems like one of those nades is going through right now, and they're going to worry about Spools. They're going to just hold on to the utility. So Flusha here does manage to actually do a little bit of damage, just putting him on notice. Bolts gets caught down to 17 HP. Probably some spray through the smoke there in that case, but still, Luminosity, everybody's surviving so far.
Yeah, despite 3 members over at the B site, Olaf does get 1 over towards construction, and Fer burns him out afterwards. But despite 3 members there, no one was actually in the bomb site. So it's a pretty easy plant for Luminosity. But now, Fnatic can just basically isolate these guys, try to keep them in the bomb site. You see Flusha and Prognose rotating back towards A. It's just Crims left over here, so they're going to let him have this. They're going to keep these pistols into the next round, knowing that it's really not that likely they'll get too many exit kills. JW not even going to mess around moving that way with a shotgun, but Prognose is going to push down mid. Maybe he can find an exit.
Nice try there by Crims. Whole point of that is just to do some damage on the man running away from the bomb, see if you can get lucky and drop him low enough to actually get a kill. It doesn't work out in the end, and Cold took out Prognose as well. So Luminosity, slowly but surely, they're closing that gap up to 9 rounds for them. And now Fnatic, they decide to go for it.
Yeah, this is where it stops. Fnatic, it seemed like they were considering one more save, try and get an AWP out, but JW's already got a shotgun, so he's like, all right, guys, let's just buy. Let's stop it here.
I don't need the shotgun. It's the same thing. Point and click. You know, get the job done. And he is so good at it. One of the best. But There's an early smoke down top mid, so they want to deny some info here, Luminosity, and they are getting set up very quickly. Actually, nobody going into Banana right now to do anything there for the South American team. They're getting all up to top mid. They could be setting up the flash, and there it is. Peekaboo, Flusha caught out in the open. He gets the HE off in time, and that's going to buy him quite a bit of it. Prognose is there with the double spray, and that drops the bomb at his feet. Flusha burns Bolts alive, and Prognose has got to be careful he doesn't follow suit, but the damage is done. 4-on-2 situation now for Fnatic, and they still have control of the situation as well.
Yeah, smart play by Prognose as well. Could have kept fighting up there, trying to rack up the frag count, but he falls back into the site, plays it a little bit more passively, gets one more with the nade. Nicely done from the captain of Fnatic, and Fair, he takes out Flusha. But in a 1-on-3, 1 minute remaining, he's got time, but not too many options, especially as Olaf just peeks rap side, ends things quickly. What a defense from Prognose.
Yeah, that was all Prognose, actually. I mean, Flusha also, with the timing on his HE, he backed off just in the nick of time before getting caught out in the open. That was very well done.
That smoke seems like, because Luminosity used that on the pistol round too, which is very curious, because you only bought one smoke in that pistol round, and they used it at top mid. They know that Fnatic likes to peek down mid, gather information, take a couple shots. How many times have we seen people get punished from Fnatic from just that peek down mid? So Luminosity using one smoke early just to prevent themselves from losing a player from that and seeing what they can get in the mid round.
But it doesn't really pan out. Luckily for them, they still had the money from the success in earlier rounds, and Cold, he's starting to get fired up. He actually gets revenge on Prognose for what happened in the last one. Smoke's going up, however, and Luminosity, they're not willing to commit behind that first kill. They're still taking their time, setting it up, making Fnatic actually use quite a bit of their utility right now. Only a handful of flashes to work with yet.
Yeah, 2 smokes as well. There's over a minute left in the round. Oh, and Ferry spots him, and he swings out at the right time, but he can't connect with the shot. Yes, JW does fall. And there's Cold. He comes up through the smoke. He takes out Flusha as well. 2-on-5 now. Olaf on the rotate gets 1.
Still 2-on-4. There's still so much work to do here. Olafmeister's going to get that smoke down. Just letting them know, but they are going to be making their way out into pit, and this is an impossible situation for Olafmeister. Fair will be able to get that bomb plant default, and now instant headshot there from Steel as he finally decides to take that peak battle. Olafmeister is gone, and it's going to be Krims holding on to a FAMAS as well. Not the best gun to be saving. Would much rather have an AWP or an AK or an M4 or basically anything else. But still.
Yeah, this is Luminosity taking it to Fnatic on this vaunted CT defense, the CT side that Fnatic has on Inferno. Luminosity is being so aggressive up mid. Outside of that round with Prognose, I mean, they can't really contain this aggression. That smoke that they've thrown up towards mid that I just talked about, one other thing that helps do is mask them pushing up mid. So they can choose when to explode right through that smoke whenever they want. It's their own. They know exactly how it lands. They know exactly what kind of smoke it is. So they know the pop flashes to come through it.
Yeah, that's a very good point to raise. That element of surprise is certainly working. And perhaps they realized, you know, maybe messing around with Krims and Olafmeister on the B side, that isn't the answer. Let's go ahead and take a look at the A side, and that's where they're finding some success here, Luminosity. And it's going to once again wreck Fnatic's economy. And this was the other point that we were making before the beginning of the second half, is that Luminosity need to limit Fnatic's options by winning consecutive rounds, forcing Fnatic into eco situations. And is that a chance off?
It looks like it.
Where did that AWP come from? It's like by magic. I look away and all of a sudden Olafmeister's got an op in his hands.
It's his entire bank. He's down to 150. So this glass cannon op, and you know what this does? This might catch him off guard. And it looks like he might have found a gap underneath that smoke. He's still peeking for it.
Oh, this is about to get tricky. Cold goes for the flash. Shoulder peek is there. Does this actually work? Does Olafmeister get something out of this?
This is such a gutsy call.
Yeah, this is incredible. Another rare thing. I mean, what, we've seen double op on T side. Now we're just seeing the random op bot on CT side. And Olaf, he's starting to force the issue. He's starting to see if he can't hunt. And this could be the timing here for Cold. Cold, once again, going to get that flash. Timing is not there, and Olaf decides not to pull the trigger, trying to hold on to the element of surprise. JW, however, peekaboo, spots Cold from apartments and takes him out. They still have no idea that there's an AWP in play, though, Luminosity, so this could be a big element of surprise here for Fnatic to try and take advantage of. But, I mean, Luminosity, they are going to just go rushing out onto the B site, though. 1-for-1 trade, and Krims gets overwhelmed. And, well, now Olafmeister, he is on the wrong side of the smoke, and that's a bit of the issue.
Oh, I don't think he cares. He jumps over it. What a shot into the head of Bolts. Spots him over the top. 3-on-2 now for Fnatic.
What a shot indeed. And now, well, man advantage, exactly. They don't have a kit, so they don't have a massive amount of time to work with. And JW just runs in, doing JW things, but then the rest of his team could decide to commit. Olafmeister now the last man alive. They just spot him, and he misses the no-scope, so he doesn't get anything further out of the round with that AWP. It's a triple kill instead for Fallen, and hey, he gets gifted a free op.
Yeah, that's huge. And that was a very ballsy call from Fnatic to pick that up. Doesn't work out, almost pays off for him.
Eco. I'm just trying to will.
You're trying to enforce your will upon Fnatic.
There we go.
That might be why he decided to buy it. They're saying we're gonna have to save next round no matter what. So see if you can spend it. You'll have an M4 anyways going forward. But actually, that round is won. Luminosity makes a very smart call. Once JW gets that kill in an alternate, they lose all map control. All they have is banana. So they just say, okay, Fnatic knows we're nowhere near the A bomb site. We have to hit this quickly before the rotations come in, before the flanks have time to really be effective. Let's just get in and get this bomb planted. And they win that round out by attrition.
Well, there's a bit of a stack going on the A site right now for Fnatic. As we can see, Prognose waiting up in apartments. It's the crossfire scenario, and somehow just completely falls flat. Although, as I say, that Olofmeister with the USP no less will find one kill. That's all they will find here is Fnatic. I mean, there's still a man alive. Headshot there by Flusha, but the AK comes out, and Cold gets the kill. And now it's an 11. Well, it's 11-11 the score, and the bomb is going to get planted. So Fnatic, I have a little bit of trouble, stretching the imagination here to see Crims winning this round, Moses.
Yeah, I mean, it is Crims, but that's a little bit too much to ask out of him.
He is a god-tier player, but yeah.
That teamwork, that display that Luminosity just put up in those halls was incredible. To break that stack up, the first player jumps. He doesn't even look to his left. He just looks over towards the bedroom, spots that player out, the second guy up, clears out the member in halls, and then they trade off Olaf in the bedroom. But either way, well done by Luminosity. They're going to go up now. It's going to be 12-11.
There's a life lesson to be had there, Moses. Trust in your teammates.
Trust in your teammates.
Trust in your teammates. Not if you're playing matchmaking, though. But trust in your teammates if you're playing, if you're
playing in a major.
Yeah, there you go. If you're playing in a major.
Speaking of playing in a major, you said god-tier player. Could he get a third one in this round? He's making this expensive. 2 kills somewhere. He's going to blow up eventually, but he tries to get that kill. Steel shuts him down, but 2 members added on to the end of the kill tally for Fnatic there. And now we're going to see the buy. Now every member of Fnatic can basically have whatever they want.
And that's exactly what I was waiting for. JW goes for the AWP. And now we get to see the Maestro at work. Nicely done here by Crims, though. We're getting a replay of the Deeg action. Those 2 kills, that was pretty slick to take out, follow him like that. But it is going to be the full buy, and wow. Full Molotovs, full smokes, and full AKs for Luminosity. No AWP picked up for Fallen, even if he had the money. And Fnatic, they're going for the challenge down banana. This is it now, the toe-to-toe fight. And Luminosity decides to just completely opt out of it. They don't even take it.
Right, and they know JW is going to have an AWP as well, so they throw that smoke at top mid one more time. Full banana control for Fnatic, and it's going to be interesting to see how Luminosity decides to handle this, because it looks like they want to wait back towards T-ramp, wait for those smokes to finally subside, and take back control of banana later on in the round. Maybe just try and explode through it with some nicely placed flashes.
An interesting choice to have Olofmeister down here with the M4A1. Not exactly the best weapon to have in a spray fight at all. And Olofmeister only gets the 1 kill. Flusha is still here on time, and he's going to get the flash. He's not full flashed himself, and he's going to just go charging through the smoke. Gets annihilated by Fair, and Crims is not close enough to have an impact. There's 2 players that have been headshot, though. Cold and Bolts are so very low on HP. Fnatic, I think it's all going to come down to whether they decide to actually commit in banana. Prognose is hanging around there, and Bolts is sitting behind the sandbags with 5 HP. If they can get banana and try and establish a bit of a crossfire here, Fnatic, it could get interesting.
They've got to get a kill quick, and Crims is the only one actually close to this B bomb site. He's got the kit. Cold is right, and they're actually not going to go for it, especially now that Prognose has fallen over towards banana. JW gets 1 pick. They can deal some damage. Crims gets 1 on the exit as well, but they're not going to be winning this round. Crims almost falls there, but Luminosity has just taken back control against this defense. This Fnatic team we've seen so many times be dominant on CT Inferno. They look confused right now.
Oh, Crims doesn't know which way it's coming from. And Crims lands the headshot. He had to stay alive, and he just manages it. Luminosity, though. I mean, Luminosity, I think for them, the most important thing, though, is just to get these rounds on the board. They have the money to buy, so they can continue to just go for the full buy. This time, Fallen has that off. But 13-11, they're actually extending this lead, Luminosity.
Look at this performance that Fallen's putting in. 23 kills, 17 deaths. He's coming up huge for his team, especially in the first half.
Fallen just seems to be a major player. Yeah. Like, he's just one of those players when he's on land and when it all counts. I mean, he comes through for his team. It's very rare that he actually lets them down.
I liked that take they just had in that last round to bust up that aggression down banana. Once they pop flash himself through the smoke, they trade off Olofmeister, and they know in those situations it's usually just 1 player, so they keep the pressure up on B very quickly and just storm the bomb site. And now look at the utility Fnatic has left. 1 minute and 12 on the clock. 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke.
Man, that's not ideal.
Yeah, this is just the economic situation that Luminosity's put them in, and this is a beautiful half out of them, controlling every facet of the game so far.
I mean, Luminosity, they haven't committed anywhere. They've done everything they can to make Fnatic spend their gear, and they've done a fantastic job so far. Crims actually going so close. He's going to get right up to top banana, and this is an old trick that Crims likes to do. Just jump on top of the car and see if he can spot somebody from over the top of that smoke. And as it clears, the second one will go down, it seems.
No pressure put on. This is Luminosity slowed down in the mid-round. Crims uses a flash, just tries to get information down banana, and they're going to stay aggressive at this car. Olaf's going to be the one to push up. He's going to find one. Remember, that's Bolts, but Bolts is running away. Olaf gets a free kill. The bomb's also there as well. He spots it. He calls it down. He knows they're going to have to come back for it. Holding the crack. He swings out wide, and Fair takes him out. That's a good find. Equalizes things. No one's in the B bomb site. And look at Luminosity. They're just pushing in right now. Rotation is on its way, though, from Fnatic.
Yeah, they are going to be able to get 3 players over here fairly quickly. It's going to come down to Crims. Can he hit the headshots? Cold gets dropped down to 44 HP, and they kind of get bogged down. No smoke to block this off. And JW lands the first shot. Flusha, Roast falling alive. Flusha with the double kill with the Molotov. And this is it. Steel. He can't get it done. JW with the no scope in the end. That's what we're talking about, JW. Gets it done in the end. And Luminosity, well, that's definitely going to ring them up a little bit. That's gonna make them a little uncertain. And yeah, you hear it. Although it's not Luminosity going for the pause. I thought that it would be Luminosity, but no, it's Fnatic calling for it.
The faces of JW and Flush after they win that round were just so stoic. They didn't even like look up. They're just like, all right, now this is that switch we flip.
They're from the north, man. They're just ice cold. All in a day's work with Fnatic. Defending champions as well. I mean, that's the one thing that we have to, kind of harp on. It's so special, the fact that they are back-to-back major championship winners. That's an incredible feat with just how competitive CSGO, the top tier of competitive CSGO is. Anybody seems to be able to win a tournament at this point, well, in the top 4, that is. But Fnatic to just the most difficult situation and to be able to come out ahead in it, that is incredible. That
round was just teetering on the edge. It was so close to just Luminosity just basically getting into that B bomb state for free. The rotations were so perfect, though.
And that's when it's like the one mind sort of theory, where it's just like the hive mind. Fnatic, they don't need to call anything out. They just know what they need to do based on the positioning.
Well, that's exactly what happened. It's one member in CT spawn coming over towards B, and then you all of a sudden see 2 players in the 8-bomb set on the mini-maps. You just see those dots. Just in the same instant, they just head in that direction. And you're like, all right, the race is on.
And so we do have a little bit of a pause, guys, but thanks for being patient with us. Has been a glorious long day of CS, and we have 3 more matches coming up as well, so we're a long way from over for the night.
I'm wondering I'm trying to figure out if Luminosity's going to buy here.
I'm curious as well. I mean, this is actually a tactical pause from Fnatic in the end, so they want to try and build on this.
Well, this is a situation now where this is why it's a pause, because if they get their economy reset here, they're done. They're forced into probably not a double save. I mean, actually 2 of their members would have to double save, but Fnatic wouldn't do it because that would put Luminosity up towards, I mean, they'd have to buy anyways, but it'd be such a weak buy that they want this pause, talk things over, because this round is just so crucial. It's basically a win for Luminosity if Fnatic get reset here.
Whoa. And Luminosity are going for the buy themselves. This is the all or nothing play.
They have to, because if they don't buy here and they let Fnatic build up that bank, they lose that advantage. As if they reset the economy, they get up towards 15. So they have to buy here to try and do that. If not, it just alleviates the pressure off Fnatic, and you can't have that. You give Fnatic an inch, they're gonna take a mile.
They are. That's true. What an excellent first winner match here for the groups.
And this is, I mean, Fallen, he's been talking all week. He wants revenge. He got his first day of revenge.
Fallen, I mean, I think nothing would please him more already than to make it through the groups. Again, becoming a legend team, but with first seed. That would be ideal for the South American team. But there we go. Flash and Flusha. He's going to shred him with the P90. 2 kills, drops the bomb carrier as well. This is a catastrophe for Luminosity. In the blink of an eye, they've lost 3 players in probably the most important round of the map, and the rest of them get just smashed. I don't even know whether I'm supposed to say slammed or smashed, Moses. You got to help me out here, man.
It was both. A beautiful play from Flusha. With that P90, just that flashbang is timed so perfectly. It's just, those are the things where coming out of the pause, Fnatic just always seem to know whatever they say, whatever their coach Vugo chimes in on, they always seem to just know exactly what play is coming or what they need to do. And just perfectly counters everyone. They barely take any damage whatsoever. So now they're all geared up, 13-13. It's going to be a save from Luminosity. It might even have to be a double save if they can't get a plant in this round, which is scary because they only have 1 smoke to work with. That's on Steel. And still very spread out. Pronax, he's going to have some pressure put on him. He sees the shots. What a play by Fur. Gets aggressive drops. He pushes all the way out as well. He's got an M4. He's got to be careful, though. Looking over towards lane to try and help his teammates out. That's allowed 2 Fnatic players to get into the bomb site.
Oh, what a fantastic spray down there, and sets it up for Steel. This could be at the moment here for Luminosity. They've got control, though JW has hold up at the back of the site. He dodges the nade damage as well, and he's just waiting for the cavalry to roll in. But Fair, Cold, everybody finding frags on Luminosity's side, and Cribs will be the last man an equally fast round as well between the two. Last round, it was Luminosity getting shredded. Here, Fnatic, they just get completely overrun.
Oh, how does this happen? What a kill by Ferd. He gets so aggressive, comes out of those halls into the pit. Deals so much damage. 2 kills for him, and Crims can't even go for this. He can't do anything. In a 1-on-5, Luminosity,
You know,
works
Fnatic
the
are just
magic.
like wiping the sweat off their brow, thinking, "Oh man, thank you that last round was so decisive. We actually
Right.
have some money to fall back on, because otherwise it would be looking very grim."
Yeah, that's a very good point. All 5 members living that round, so not many purchases after all that happened. And even with this one gun being saved by Crims, he doesn't have to buy. He's so low. Prognose is going to have to drop over towards Flusha, so one more good buy out of Fnatic, but they can't lose this one now. That's heartbreaking to lose that round. Those are the rounds that Fnatic usually win to their opponents, and it just got flipped on them. Taste of their own medicine.
That can't be too pleasant. So we get to see a little bit of what they actually have to work with here. A bit of a late buy as well, a little bit of a delay. JW gets an op out of this somehow, and they actually have a pretty healthy nade count, all things considered. 3 kits as well. So Fnatic, they have the gear, but it's a full buy out of Luminosity. Everything they need here to get the job done, Luminosity. And again, just super slow pace. They clear out second mids, they're going to start working towards apartments, and they're just passively holding in banana.
Right, and JW's given up the fact that he has an AWP Fer, just watching for that kind of push into window. Deals a little bit of damage, forces him back. So Fnatic is a little bit more passive in mid. One member in pit. JW, as we always see him, a little bit aggressive in that lane side with the AWP. The question is, when's he going to flip it? When's he going to push up and just peek down mid, peek into boiler with that op?
For me, a lot of this comes down to top banana. Crims right now. That fresh smoke goes down, and that's pretty much going to be it. But he's playing a game. He's got a single flash. He's got Olafmeister with a single flash as well to back him up. But if Luminosity decide to take the fight here, if he gets caught out by Fallen, this is going to get nasty real fast.
Yeah, Crims and Olaf both out of smokes, both out of Molotovs as well. So all of Luminosity pushing up, and because they forced JW back in window room so early, he hasn't been aggressive. They smoke up mid, so no intel being gathered by the Fnatic defenders over at the A bomb site. So this hit is really scary for Crims and Olaf to deal with. Here come the Molotovs and the smokes.
Yeah, full execute onto that side. It's a burning ring of fire, and they are going to be able to get out here. 20 seconds left of Luminosity. They really do not have a whole lot of time to play with. And if they start getting kills, Fnatic, this is going to get ugly. Olafmeister takes out Fair, but Crims can't get anything done. And Volts with the double kill. This is it. Luminosity, 10 seconds left. They need to get that bomb down. They're running out of time, and JW's there. 5 seconds, and there it is. Finally, the bomb is planted. But the damage is done, and it's a 3-on-3 now. Luminosity, they do have steal with the flank, though, and they never see it coming. Fnatic, he is going to wreck their day. There's the first one. He gets the second one as well. He gets taken out by Prognose, but the damage is done. 1v2, and Cold will find the final kill. Luminosity on match point now versus Fnatic.
Luminosity has found some magic in their play right now. Between that round from Fer to enter into the eco round, that's what started it all. But Bolts with those 2 entries. His teammate goes down and he doesn't care. Pushing through, finds Crims and then spins. Olaf still trying to be aggressive in the smoke over towards Spindle. This was a scary situation. JW gets this first kill, but there's still a little bit of a crack in the smoke as the bomb's getting planted. If JW's able to find that planter, buy time for Fnatic, that goes completely different. But look at this buy that they have to save this match on.
Oh, and this could be it, right? Exactly. I know CZ's, handful and 8. JW, though, just doing JW things. He's got to find Fair at second mid again. And while Fallen's just having a ball over here, he's just saying, hey, I've got an op. Pay attention to me.
Don't even tell me Fnatic's gonna take this with these CCs.
Anything is possible.
This is brilliant, too. They get that first kill. Now they can just fall back. They know they have to force Luminosity into these choke points, into the bomb sites to take one over. The op's going to be a little bit unwieldy against these CZs. You saw that movement, too. The 5-7 as well in Crims.
They're so fast. I mean, it's Luminosity actually now getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Remember that pistol round where, I mean, they had the pistols, they get that first kill, and then what do? They fall back and just play super passive. Fnatic are doing the exact same thing to Luminosity now. Bit of a bungled smoke up on the roof there, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Cold is not going to have the angles that he wants to work with. We already have the rotation going over towards that B side as well. Flush is starting to work his way up Speedway. Crims is here, however, on the A side, and that one kill from Cold is actually going to buy a little bit of time, but then 2 players are still here, solid on the defense for Fnatic. Prognose up close on the cart. Does he realize that they're running away? He should have heard the steps.
I don't think he realized it in time. Crims gets back here. He finds that kill. That's the bomb. He has 8 bullets. If he can get one more kill, he doesn't. He gets legged, actually, down to 20 HP, but the bomb site is in the way of Luminosity, and they eliminate 2 more Fnatic members on the verge of taking this match. A huge upset in the making.
8 seconds for, and it is going to get planted. That was it. Fnatic, they got a little ahead of themselves trying to stop that bomb from getting in there, trying to play the clock, and it just doesn't work. Prognose and Olofmeister are the last two alive in a 2v3, but the Triangle of Doom has been set up on this A site. It is not looking healthy here for the Swedes. Do you really want to challenge? Cold takes that shoulder peek, spots Prognose, takes the fight and wins it, and it will be down to Olofmeister now, and it's not for long. Bolts is there, and Luminosity have done it. They picked up the first seed in this group, and you can see just how happy they are. They've just defeated one of the favorites to win the whole tournament.
That is incredible. What a match out of Luminosity.
Yeah, they just continue to perform at the major, Moses. Every major, they just seem to come in stronger.
And it's look at Cold, another big game at him, 26 at 18. Fallen as well came up huge in so many moments. Fair had great entry kills when they needed. Even Bolts and Steel, they all had their moments, but it's really Fallen. And he's the one who mounted that comeback on the CT side when they were down so incredibly.